We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene. Yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team. Yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around. You know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Isekai, he don't live in reality. Shake back off, become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? You think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing this. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, and today is a special day. Today would be the very first commission What If on that of the channel. My very first commission that I did was on that of my fanfic channel, if you guys wanted to check that out. However, this is going to be the very first What If commission here on the one shot on that of the channel. And however, I'm not going to lie, I am not looking forward to this. But hey, I've been paid, so I gotta do it either way. Today's one-shot What If commission is that of What If Ren was transferred to Yokai Academy from Rosario Vampire. And oh my god, if any of you guys know me or basically chat with me on Discord, then you all know that I downright despise this anime. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, it's not as bad as you think. It's the manga is just as great. Oh, trust me. I've heard people telling me this shit to death over and over and over again. But I'm going to make this clear. No matter how many times people tell me how good it is from the manga point of view, and how much that it's actually better than you think if you only read the manga. Trust me, I'm not dealing with that shit. And just because you keep on saying it doesn't mean my opinion about it will ever fucking change. You know that I'm pissed if I'm basically sending the F-bomb on my main channel. But that's beside the point. The point is, I was paid to do this, so I'm going to do it. So, Low End Gaming 2003, once again, thanks for the payment. But also, I hope you enjoy this because I'm not going to. The only part that's going to be bearable for me is basically making it about my boy Rin Okumura. At any rate, with all that said, let's get into this. Shall we, guys? Rin Okumura, eldest twin son of the Okumura family, raised by that of his adopted father, Shiro Fujimoto, alongside his younger twin brother, Yukio Okumura. Ren has always been a bit of a problem child, as some people like to say, especially given the fact that people say he's somewhat of a delinquent, but in reality, the guy just has a bit of anger issues. But deep down, he's a sweet and good kid. He's really empathetic around those around him, even to those that he sees as kind of assholes. He always can't help but worry about other people. But then again, he always acts first before thinking things through, especially when it comes to people that he sees as assholes, doing things he doesn't like basically abusing animals or people. It's what makes him a really good guy deep down. Unfortunately, due to his reputation, it led to a lot of rumors about him, though. Like, for example, people think he's a delinquent, and another one to think that he's also a demon. It doesn't help that he's quite freakishly strong and athletic after all. As for his rage, it does overcome him, but he's gotten at least somewhat control over it as time goes on. Unfortunately for that, rage kicks in again, which led to him basically missing out on many high school entrance exams, which basically caused him to, which basically had him stuck in that of a, junior high school graduation level. Unlike his younger twin brother, Yukio Okumura, who's getting accepted to that of one of the most prestigious school in all of Japan, True Cross Academy, on that of full-on scholarship and academic support as well. Of course, everyone always praising Yukio for being smart, a genius, gifted, but he always seemed like he was more the fragilely weaker of the two, given Yukio is more paler than Ren, and also having that of glasses. So of course, everybody can't help but compare that of Ren and Yukio, and it always demeans that of Ren, and always picks up that of Yukio. Unfortunately, their father, who kind of does it more as a way of joking, trying to lift up both boys' spirits in a way. Speaking of that, of Shiro, he's basically a pastor at that of the local church of their hometown, after all. Well respected of the community. So he basically used his contacts, or rather, a favor to help out Ren to get into high school. With Ren caught off guard by this, wondering how the hell did he even do that, with basically saying he just has his ways, as he shows him a pamphlet of the school that he'll be enrolling to, as it being a school called Yokai Academy, with Ren basically confused about the name, saying Yokai Academy, the hell is this about? With Yukio hearing that name, as his eyes can help but widen as he looks at that of his brother and father. Shiro basically summing it up to that of being one of the few schools that basically allow open entranceway. You don't even need to take an entrance exam just to get into the school, unlike every other high school. Telling him that he's lucky to even be able to even get into the school to begin with, given that the semester is almost about to begin. He's even lucky that he even got him that of a, school uniform for it. Not to mention, he's also got they also have that of a dorm room, free of board after all. Alongside that of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, free too. With Ren, on the surface, he basically seems absolutely pissed. But deep down, he's actually excited about this. The fact that he gets to go to high school entirely, going to the dorms, having his own dorm, getting free lunch, dinner, and breakfast as well, even though he's usually the one always cooking for everybody, both at home and for that of the church staff as well. However, and he's grateful. However, part of him doesn't want to go. I mean, what are they going to do without him? Sure, Yukio will be leaving, but what about everybody else? He was already planning on getting that of a, job at that of the local supermarket, which was originally just going to be a temp job before see if he's capable of handling the real job and get paid. But still, as Ren was about to say something, Shiro basically places his left hand on that of on Ren's head, saying, "Don't worry, we'll handle ourselves without you, you dumb brat. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your youth. No reasons for you to miss out on it just because of a few mistakes." With Ren caught off guard by that, with that of a look of pure and utter generally joy and also shock at how well on that Shiro's actually being, genuine for once, instead of joking or being an annoying old perverted bastard of a priest. As Ren wanted to say something genuine, but decided to basically snort and basically try to act all cool, saying, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it. Only because I get free stuff out of it." With that, Ren saying, "Fine, where's the uniform and stuff?" But then, as Shiro couldn't help but basically say, "It'll arrive by the next few days. Not to mention, a bus will also arrive a few days after you get it. So make sure that you get up early so you can get on it." With Ren saying, "Got it." As Shiro saying, "I'm not kidding, Ren. I don't want you oversleeping. If you miss that bus, you're not ever going to get back on it. And you'll miss the very first day. You better not." Saying, "I won't, old man. Just shut the hell up, Will, don't ya?" I'm not a child anymore. Ren's door was closed. Before then, soon Shiro couldn't help but huff, saying, he tries to hide it, but honestly I can tell he's excited. Within, Yukio walks up to that of their father, saying, so, you really are planning on sending him there? I thought for sure you were going to try and keep him out of this. Especially, what will happen if the higher-ups find out about this? With Shiro no longer having that of a, carefree smile on his face, but now looks quite serious. Looking back at that of the glasses-wearing teen, saying, honestly, a majority of them are definitely not going to be happy about this, especially the fact since I'm not keeping an eye on him anymore. However, it also keeps him away from them too, with Yukio saying, and the chances of him awakening them, those flames, with then Shiro saying, oh, there's a chance he's definitely going to wake them there, especially given the atmosphere of that place and all the kids there. But this is important for his development as well. Sooner or later, people are going to find out about him. It's best to be around that of people that he knows he can get along with. If anything, I figured you of all people would be happy about this. Within, Yukio has his head down, saying, I never said I was happy about this, just more frustrated, that's all. With Yukio mentally saying, Ren being ignorant about the truth of the world really does annoy me. Is Yukio saying, I'm gonna head out for a bit, I'll be back. With that, Shiro saying, you really need to get over yourself too, Yukio. A few days have now gone by, with Ren basically already having his stuff packed, clothes, belongings, and he already has that of the Yokai Academy uniform on, basically being a light blue uniform, a light blue greenish blazer, something similar to aquamarine, but a little bit, shade of green more. However, Ren has a bit of the, blazer basically unbuttoned under that of the, which only shows that of his, white button-up shirt, and basically the tie a little bit messy. With then saying, better get off. Man, where's that bus gonna show up? With Shiro saying, seriously, you're gonna look like that, you dumb brat, saying, hey, what else is wrong? I think I look good enough, saying, you're going to be looking like an actual high schooler. At least show that you're gonna try. With that, with Shiro deciding to fix up that of Ren's tie, making it at least a little bit more presentable after all. Saying, if you're gonna have the blazer at least open, try at least show a little bit more decorum, okay? With then saying, fine. With Ren blushing from that of, Shiro's words embarrassing him. Like I told you, Ren, have fun, make plenty of friends, and enjoy your life as a high schooler. Trust me, it's days like this you look fondly of after all. As then, soon as Ren was about to basically say something to thank that Shiro for his words, before then saying, and besides, you'll probably meet that of tons of lovely busty girls out there. After that, Ren couldn't help but have that of a look of pure and utter pissed and anger. Before then, he basically punches that of his adopted father, saying, seriously, why do you have to be a perv right at that moment, you damn old man? With Shiro looking like he'd been sent flying, actually, dramatically. With that suit, before then landing back on his feet while still having that of a somewhat bloody nose and a big fist imprint on on the right side of his face, saying, gotta try harder than that, kid, as Ren huffing and out of annoyance. Before Shiro getting back to seriousness, saying, but in all seriousness, you're definitely going to need to look after yourself. Also, before then, he pulls something from that of his back, as it looks like that of a, something wrapped up in that of cloth. Before saying, what the hell is that? Saying, think of it like a family heirloom. A gift from that of your birth mother, actually. Within hearing that, Ren was caught off guard. before soon removing that of the, red cloth, as he soon notices that it's a sword, with then saying, "What the? Why is a sword here? Why are you giving me a sword? I'm going to a private school, god damn it," saying, "I told you, family heirloom. If that's the case, then why give it to me? Why not Yukio?" Within, Shiro saying, "I don't think Yukio is going to appreciate it as much as you." As he removes more of the cloth before noticing that it's basically a blue sword with that of a blue scabbard and sheath after all. Within, Ren saying, "Whoa, this really looks expensive. Like some stuff that you would see from feudal Japan type shit." With then saying, "I wonder," with then saying, "Hey, don't open up the sword." With then saying, "Why not?" Saying, "Just don't. Only unleash that sword. Only unsheath the sword when you feel like it's truly necessary. Nothing more, nothing less. Got it? Only when you're in danger." Within hearing that, Ren saying, Fine. Over dramatic. And plus, you said it's a private school. Pretty sure there's going to be a lot more security than you think." Within soon hearing that, both of them began to hear a bus coming by, as it being the bus that was going to send him to Yokai Academy, saying, "All right, now get that stuff wrapped up." Saying, yeah, I get it. With that, Ren wraps up that of the sword again, saying, "If anything, thanks again, Dad. I promise you, I'll make you proud. I'm going to graduate all the way through. Just you watch." As Ren gives off that of a cocky smile, showing off his sharp teeth, actually. Before then, that's when the bus doors open, saying, "What? You Rin Okumura?" Saying, "Yes, that's me." Good. You can come in now." If that, Ren basically takes his first step on the bus. Before then, waving back to that to Shiro. Before that, he soon gets on, and Shiro waves as well. After that, the bus begins to drive off, with Ren looking back, seeing his adopted father, as he can't help but smile before looking forward. However, if he only looked back at least a little bit longer, he would have noticed somebody appearing at that very moment. As it being a man with that of wearing all white, a white cape, a white suit, and a white top hat, with that of with a pink umbrella and quite the tacky striped pink socks, with that of white boots and a white top hat. As you can see a bit of his, blue hair, and also having that of a blue goatee. With then saying, "Surprised to see you even here, Mephisto." With then saying, "Just wanted to see the boy off. I did a lot of favors to make sure that boy is able to go to Yokai Academy." Which you're saying, in the higher-ups, only a select few know. A large majority of exorcists and people have no idea that he still exists. Only those who we trust. What then? Shiro saying, "But how long that's going to take?" And knowing the Vatican, especially a few exorcists, they would go straight for Yokai Academy, believing that Ren is going to be used as the weapon to fight against that of the Vatican. And those of monsters, yokais, and demons will use him as a tool for the war against that of humanity. With then Shiro saying, "You say this so nonchalantly." With Mephisto saying, "Then luckily only a few people within that of the staff are aware about who he truly is. Because if everybody finds out, it's going to cause quite a bit of panic after all." With that, Shiro saying, "Hopefully it doesn't come to that." "So is that the reason why you gave him Kurikara?" With then saying, "I gave it to him as a precaution. And also, he has every right to wield that sword because it was always meant for him and no one else." With that, Mephisto saying, who could say? Well then, I'll let you know about that of your next job, Shiro. Take care. With then, Mephisto soon fades and disappears, leaving Shiro all by himself, still looking back saying, please be safe, Ren. As they begin driving for at least a good while, as they soon arrive, and as Ren was planning on basically trying to doze off for a bit, that's when they basically stop. But soon, he's realizing, huh? Are we already here? Where? Before then, noticing another person getting on the bus, as the bus driver saying, you are Aono Skune, as hearing that name. But soon, Ren noticing that of the young man wearing the same, school uniform as him, but with that spiky brown hair and somewhat of a average face, actually. But then saying, yes, sir, that's me. Saying, well then, just relax a little bit. We'll be making it back in a little while. With then, Skune saying, thank you. As he walks down the aisle before noticing Ren saying, oh, I'm good to see that somebody else is coming to the school just like me. With then Ren saying, yeah, likewise, dude. But soon saying, great, name's Rin Okumura. With then Skune saying, Aono Skune. Nice to meet you too. Yeah, you don't mind if I... Oh, sure. It would be weird not to speak, not to talk anyway. As the two basically take a seat next to each other. With then Skune asking, so, you know anything about this school? With then Ren saying, not necessarily. All I've heard is that this school is basically free for anybody to join, actually. And I didn't even need to basically do an entrance exam, which thankfully, because I kind of missed every single one of them. With then saying, wait, you missed them? Yeah. So, with then Skune saying, honestly, I kind of flunked each and every one of them. With then saying, wait, seriously? You flunked them all? With Skune a little bit embarrassed saying, yeah, not that really good at studying. Honestly, my dad ended up basically getting this school's acceptance letter by complete and utter chance to allow me to enroll. So honestly, this is basically me kind of sneaking in saying, please don't tell anyone. With then Ren feeling like maybe he should, but deciding, all right, dude, I won't say anything, but you gotta owe me one now. Got it? With then Skune saying, so you're blackmailing me? No, just gotta say that you owe me one in the future, that's all. With that, Skune saying, okay then, you're on, Okumura. As the two have that of a handshake to accept that of the favor in the future. However, that's when both of them basically begin to, doze off. Ren begins snoring like crazy, and Skune just dozes off too. Before the two, however, the bus stops again as they arrive at a bus stop. Within, the bus driver saying, we're here, young man. With that, the two basically completely and utterly shocked as Ren saying, wait, what the hell? As he looks outside, he's seeing that the entire road looks completely, dark out, like grayed out, like gravel road and whatever. And what really stands out the most is that the water looks red, like blood red at that. With even Skune a little bit shocked by this, saying, this is weird. You know what region of Japan we are, Okumura? With Ren saying, how the hell am I supposed to know? Within, Ren saying, hey, bus driver, aren't you supposed to get us to that of Yokai Academy? Within, the bus driver saying, my task is done. I was supposed to drive you to that location of Yokai Academy. All you need to do is just walk down that path and you'll be making it to the school. If you speak to any faculty member, you'll be able to send you to that of your dorm room. So, just be careful after all. In a forest like this, it's easy to get lost. With those ominous words, leaving the two completely and utterly, stunned for a bit. Before then, he drives off. With then, Soon Ren saying, can't believe this shit. I thought for sure they're gonna get us all the way to the school, and yet we're gonna have to freaking walk there? Ugh. Damn old man, why didn't he say anything? With soon, Skune begins to pull out his phone, wanting to call his parents too about the situation. However, when he tries, he soon realizes, huh? No cell service. With then saying, wait, seriously? As he also pulls out his phone saying, you gotta be kidding me. This place is a dead zone or something? Ugh. Before then, Skune saying, well, without any word, better get going. With soon Ren saying, are you serious? You're just gonna go like that? Well, I don't see any other problem. Do you? With then Ren kind of annoyed before saying, you know what, fine. It's better just standing here and basically getting angry for no damn reason. As he grabs his things and soon also they head to that of Yokai Academy. As they begin walking through the forest for at least a good few while after all. With then, as the two begin talking, wondering what they're going to actually explain, what they're going to be going through, as Ren is kind of just excited to basically try and make a life for himself, as he never really was good with with school after all, too. But not in an academic way, more in the way of not really making much friends or experiencing the good school life after all. However, with Skune kind of shocked by this, as he can't help but say that Ren seems like the kind of cool guy that he would hang out with growing up. With Ren hearing that, as he mentally hears the fact that somebody calls him cool for the first time, as he always gets in trouble with stuff like that, as he soon wraps his arm around that of Skune saying, you're alright, Skune. Say what, how about the two of us be friends? That's alright? With Skune shocked saying, wait, just like that? Yeah, come on, man. Before then saying, okay then, friend. Before Skune could finish, that's when he was basically tackled by that of a girl on a, bicycle, with Ren letting go of Skune on the exact same moment before he was also dragged with him, as his eyes basically widening and pure in utter shock, almost bulging, to be honest, seeing his newly minted friend basically get, run down by a bicycle, with Ren screaming, holy crap, that's vehicular manslaughter! With then, soon, however, his face basically goes a little bit blushing and somewhat nuclear red, as he sees that of Skune basically wrapped behind on that of a girl with that of quite the body, while also wearing that of the, Yokai Academy's girls' uniform, as she has that of long pink hair, with then Ren saying, hey, Skune, what the hell, man? As the guy begins blushing fiercely, as him basically on top of that of the girl, with then him basically apologizing over and over again. With then Mocha saying that she also apologizes, that she didn't know where she was going when she was riding her bike and couldn't control herself. So, again, she wants to apologize for her actions. With then, even that of Ren saying, still, what the hell? As Ren deciding to help out that of Mocha before realizing, is that a Yokai Academy entrance letter? Within, as Mocha saw, as she's also getting her stuff, saying, oh yes, thank you. I'm actually a first year. Within, the both boys saying, wait, seriously? You're a first year? With then saying, yeah. Are you two first years as well? As both boys nod. Within, she actually quite excited. The fact that the first new students of her first year at that of Yokai Academy are also first years just like her. As she introduces herself as Mocha Asashio, as she gives off such a kind, loving, and somewhat innocent smile, making both boys basically blush at how adorable she is. Hell, it actually leads to Skune basically getting a nosebleed. Within, Ren saying, dude, seriously? Saying, oh, sorry, Before then, as Mocha sees the blood, she couldn't help but basically be quite, well, hypnotized by that of the blood. Before then, as Ren was about to pull a handkerchief out saying, "Hang on, I got a handkerchief for you, just try and control," as before he can grab it, that's when Mocha basically bites down onto that of Skune, with then Ren realizing, wait, what the hell? As while she's biting that of Skune, she's actually sucking out quite a bit of his blood. As Ren getting somewhat shocked by this, as soon as he was about to grab Mocha to get off that of Skune, however, she already stops before saying, sorry about that. I didn't mean to. It's just, well, your blood seemed a little bit smelled nice after all. Within, Ren saying, wait, his blood smelled nice? With Skune a little bit blushing, but soon stands up saying, it's okay, it's no problem after all. With then, Ren saying, dude, she bit you! It could get infected if we don't get it treated soon enough. And within, looking at that of his mouth, looking at that of Skune's neck, as instead of it being red but punctured with blood wounds, instead there are puncture wounds, but it's not swollen or red or anything like that outside of the, well, the wounds from that of her teeth, but that's it. Within realizing, holy crap, as he remembers being in quite a bit of fights with other delinquents and basically some pretty shady and not so good guys after all. And he's seen his wounds be quite brutal after all. And Yukio always having to tend to him alongside his dad. But the fact that Skune didn't have a serious wound on him, or even that of swelling, or even any kind of swelling or mark outside of that of the two fang wounds, that's it. With causing Yukio to be quite shocked and wondering what the hell. Before then, Skune saying, hey, Ren, we better get going. Mocha's gonna lead the way, saying, huh? Aren't you, what the hell is going on? Couple minutes later, they finally arrive at Yokai Academy, where one of the teachers basically we're waiting for that of new students to arrive and to show them around, to show them where the dorm's at, to take their stuff, and to soon get ready for that of the orientation, ceremony before homeroom class begins. With Skune can't help but think about that of Mocha and how cute and how adorable she is. With Ren saying, you really got it bad for her. I mean, she's good looking and all, but still, did you forget the fact that she bit you, man? Saying, I mean, everyone has their quirks. There's nothing wrong with that. Saying, dude, you really got it bad for her. As then, with the opening ceremony by that of the headmaster, Tenmai Mikugami, about the importance of that of Yokai Academy, and that each one of these students need to make sure to follow that of the guidelines of the school, especially the reason on why all of you have been enrolled into this school for. With Skune and Ren kind of confused before the ceremony ends, as they arrive in that of homeroom, with their homeroom teacher being that of a quite beautiful young lady with that of orange hair and cat ears and glasses, as this being Shirozoku Nekumata, as she's all excited for being that of their homeroom teacher and hoping to have that of a good first year with all of them. With then even Skune can't help but think that he and Ren got that of a hot homeroom teacher. Even Ren can't help but get excited at that part, to be honest, given on how cute and how hot she is. However, that all basically changed when she basically goes into details about the importance of Yokai Academy, since every student here is a monster or a yokai or a spirit or demon in their own way. Within, both boys couldn't help but have that of a look of pure and utter shock on their face. With then, as she goes into the importance of the barrier that basically hides the school from that of outside forces, especially from that of the Vatican and Exorcist. Even though monsters and certain spirits and yokai have that of an alliance with that of the Vatican, demons, on the other hand, refuse to work with them, but still at least wish to try and coexist with humans if they can, or at least willing to. With Skune thinking that this is a joke, as for Ren, this has to be that, this can't be real. This also gotta be a joke. Since demons and stuff like monsters don't exist, before then, one student with that of spiky hair, with that of brown spiky hair, sharp teeth, and quite the muscular physique, and and wearing his school uniform similar to Ren, but a lot more disheveled after all, basically makes the comment on rather why coexist with that of humans when you can just eat them. As the guy's name is Saizo Kazamiya, as he crushes a can with that of his tongue. With then Ren and Skune saying, "Oh shit, she's telling the truth." So that means, as Ren couldn't help but think, "What the hell did you send me, old man?" As for Skune basically dropping his things, within Ren seeing this saying, "Hey, Skune, you," with soon as Saizo saying, "Huh? I smell a human." Within, Skune basically begins to freak out before saying, "Oh, right, before we start classes, we're missing one student actually." Before soon hearing that of a knock from the door saying, "Come in," as it being Mocha, which basically leaves as all of the guys and a few of the girls can't help but see on how pretty and beautiful Mocha is after all. As she introduces herself as Mocha Akashiya, which draws way more people to her again, before Miss Nakanome basically saying that, to go to that of her desk, which is behind that of Skune. When she noticed this, she can't help but get excited before basically clumping onto that of Skune, which basically makes every male student in the classroom basically utterly pissed, wondering on why Mocha is basically clinging on to that of this nobody guy after all. Within, Ren basically having his left hand on his left cheek saying, "Man, guys like that always get the luck when it comes to ladies like that." But still, as Ren looks around, looking at each and every one of his classmates, saying, "All of these people here are monsters, spirits, or demons. To think all those weird ass stories that the old man talked about were real. Damn it, gotta figure this shit out." As Ren thinks this over, he would have noticed that of a girl with light purple hair basically looking at that of him with that of a look of somewhat suspicion before looking back at Skune. As they finally take a break with that of, lunchtime, with Mocha basically, leaning on that of Skune, Ren decides to do his own thing and basically look around the school and try and think, this has to be a joke. This can't be real. As he looks at all the students thinking, all these students can't be monsters or demons or spirits, stuff like that. It just can't be. As he begins walking through the halls, he soon runs into somebody saying, "Oh, sorry about that." As the girl almost looked like she was about to say something before noticing Ren, as she basically gets quiet for a bit, as then Ren basically walks off. As getting a better look at that other girl, she had that of blue hair, wearing that of the, school uniform, but wearing a yellow vest cardigan over that of her school uniform. However, it did not help the fact that even under the cardigan, it made her look busty, as she continues to stare at Ren as he keeps on walking. As Ren walks for a good while getting his lunch, because, again, even though this place is filled with monsters, the fact that he gets a free lunch is kind of amazing, to be fair, as it makes having to be around a bunch of monsters a little bit more easier on the guy. With then deciding to look for that of Skune and Mocha. While looking around, he soon noticed that Skune basically running through the halls, realizing, huh? Skune, yo, wait up! As he chased after that of his newly minted friend, while Skune continues running, it almost looks like he's running towards that of the dorms, with then Ren catching up to him saying, dude, what is with you? With soon saying, I can't take this. I can't take it anymore. Everybody here, they're all monsters, demons. I don't know what to do. As Ren tries to calm him down, saying, chill, man, chill. Look, I get it. It's terrifying. It's kind of scary, especially when we don't have no idea which student is which type of monster, spirit, or demon. But they haven't attacked us. I think everything is within Ren realizing that, well, Skune basically flinched, saying, wait, you weren't attacked, weren't you? Within, Skune feeling a little bit tense, as a little worried, within saying, who the hell did it? Within, Skune shocked, saying, what? Who the hell attacked you? Tell me! I'll make them pay for what they done. Ren saying, no one hurts my friend and gets away with it. And Skune can't help but be shocked that even though they just met today, Ren already sees him as that of a good friend. With then, he was about to say who did it, but then remembering the guy being that of Saizo, as saying, I can't say, I'm sorry. But then, Ren was a little disappointed, saying, it's good, man. I know you're scared, but still, I promise you, you got nothing to worry about. I got your back. Come on, let's get to class before we can. With then, as Ren basically plans on heading back to class, however, Skune, on the other hand, has other plans, actually. However, little did they know, they were being watched by that of a few figures, with one of them saying, so, the boy with the black hair, that's him, is it not? As the one who spoke was that of a female figure, while the other being a male saying, yes, that is him. That is Rin Okumura, the one who bears his blood. He hasn't shown any of the power yet, the power of the blue flames. With the male voice going, no, he has not. I think that's a good thing, to be honest. After all, the moment that he comes in and he awakens those flames is the moment we have to drop everything to make sure he's able to control them properly. Unlike that of many other monsters, spirits, and demons who've had years to develop that of their powers and properly trained to use them, especially if they all plan to coexist in the human world, to not get the Vatican upon us. He's the only one that has not, since he was raised in that of the human world, just like that of Miss Akashia, if I recall. With the female voice going, yes, the same goes for Miss Akashia too, but she was still raised by that of her parents after all, alongside her little sister. Plus, her rosary is the thing that's keeping her vampiric side in check. As long as that stays on, I believe her well. As the Mo spoke up saying, the same also goes for the sword known as Katakara. And since I'm able to sense that, the demonic sword, the boy must have brought it. If only he knew what it truly holds. Within, that's when the two figures continue to eye that of Rin Okumura, one of the sons of Satan. What will you do? Will you be the downfall of the supernatural, or will you be the bridge to finally break it? Alongside that young man Skune as well. As Ren has only just begun his time at Yokai Academy, and it seems things have already starting to begin behind the scenes. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, sorry that this wasn't an action-packed chapter or I go into fighting, but let's be honest. We all knew when I was had to do a Rosario vampire one, I wasn't going to try and give it my full all. I gave it my, best at it. But let's be fair, this series does nothing but frustrate the hell out of me. And even after adding my goat Ren, it's still not enough for me to feel just a little bit frustrated. Ugh. But that's beside the point. I'm done, and I don't have to worry about it ever again. At any rate, with all that said, if you guys like this, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell notification, keep getting my videos uploaded to the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, other channel, Patreon, and Cash App. All link in the description below. Not to mention, just like this one, if you guys want me to do a one-shot what if as well, of your choosing, I'll do it as well. It depends on the series. I may give it my all, and I may not. All that depends on what you decide to donate to me, being $5 after all, or more. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all take care. Shiro,
Hi everyone,
you know what to
this
do,
is
my
White
lovely
Fox.
lady. Close this
If
off.
you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!